The family was exploring the territory that evening when they came across something special. A large tiger paw print in some dried mud. "Wow, lucky this thing isn't still here today," Flameclaw said. "No, lucky would be if we weren't still here today," Flamepaw muttered, utterly fed up with the excursion. "This tiger paw print is truly incredible," Lawrence mentioned. He leaned closer to inspect it. "I wonder how long ago it was left here," Flameclaw said. Meanwhile, Finkit and Fern had discovered the entrance to a cave system. "Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Fern?" Finkit asked. He led the way down the tunnel and around a few bends. It wasn't long before, shockingly, they discovered something old and rusted. It was hot to the touch, and looked as though it had been dismantled recently. Fern chattered, giving Finkit a side-eye. "Well, I think it's about time we fixed this old thing up. I really can't wait any longer," Finkit explained himself as he reached for the machine. As the two kids began work on the machine, Perry was backtracking through the woods and sliding down a tunnel into his lair. Once he arrived, however, he found that Major wasn't on screen. However, soon enough, Carl stepped into view. "Hi, Agent P. It's me, Carl. Major has been shrunk. We don't know how, but he can't reach the monitor now. I'm sure he'll say Hines is up to something and to get to the bottom of it." Perry saluted and hurried out of the lair. He hurried over to Hines's building, but what he found there shocked him. "Take that! And that!" Hines was shouting. Perry froze. He peered into the building through the slightly open door. Hines was grappling with someone. Someone big. Perry swung the door open fully, and he witnessed Hines and the stranger freeze as well. "Ah, Perry!" Hines laughed nervously. "What are you doing here?" The stranger, a large panda wearing a hat, took a step back. Perry recognized him. "Ah, Perry the Platypus, meet Peter the Panda. Peter the Panda, meet Perry the Platypus. Oh, I'm gonna have to do all the talking here, aren't I?" Hines sighed. "Look, Perry the Platypus, I couldn't sleep all day, so I started up my scheme a little early and, well, Peter the Panda showed up to stop me. I didn't plan it this way, it just happened." Perry frowned and then chattered disapprovingly. "Look, Perry the Platypus, I think we need to take a little break. Start fighting other people, you know?" Perry pointed to the large machine. "Oh, that? That's my shrinkinator, but I already gave the whole spiel to Peter, so I don't really feel like explaining it again. Now, where was it? Oh, yes! Peter the Panda, don't think you have bested me!" Hines glanced at Perry. "Perry the Platypus, I think you're making this harder than it has to be." Hines walked towards Perry, who backed up and out of the building. "Goodbye, Perry!" Hines slammed the door shut, locking Perry out of the building. Perry turned around and ran. Flamepaw headed down the tunnel herself, a certain feeling plaguing her as she did. "Surely they aren't," she muttered. But they were. She came across Finkit and Fern finishing up their creation, a time machine. "What are you doing?" Flamepaw exclaimed. "Fixing a time machine," Finkit responded. "You're messing around with two-leg stuff?" "I wouldn't call it two-leg stuff," Finkit mused. "This likely came from a future where cats have evolved enough to build their own devices. I mean, look at it. It's cat-sized." "It's still two-leg stuff," Flamepaw snapped. "You're going to be in so much trouble. I'm telling Mom." "All right, we're ready to go," Finkit announced. "What?" Flamepaw blinked, and a moment later, a flash of purple light engulfed them. When it faded, things seemed to be the same. The same tunnel, the same machine, the same cats and platypus. But when Flamepaw ran out of the tunnel to fetch her mother, she noticed something was off about the area. It didn't smell like MeadowClan anymore. Finkit and Fern followed her out of the tunnel, lugging the machine with them. "Whoa! Cool!" Finkit exclaimed. "It's all wild-like. And look over there. Hi! Can you understand me?" "Who are you talking to?" Flamepaw turned around and froze. A gigantic striped cat was glaring down at her. "Eep!" Perry chattered to himself as he walked home sadly. He placed his hat in a glass case in his lair. All the agents were paired up with villains already. If Peter could do Perry's job as well as his own, then Perry wasn't necessary. Never mind him being their best agent or whatever. "Without your schemes, the glass, it seems, is half empty. I spent all my time keeping you from doing wrong. You were my only nemesis. I'd foil your plans, but still I miss the moments where we didn't get along. So search your heart, please, Heinz. Please don't leave me behind. I think that you were meant to be my only lifelong enemy. But Peter's such a martyr, now we have to be a parter. I miss the moments when we didn't get along. Stay quiet and no sudden movements, Finkit said. Flamepaw screamed and then turned away and ran. As she ran, she fell into some mud and scrambled back up, continuing on her way. The tiger ran after her, stomping on the mud with one paw as it went. Wow, it worked! Let's go save Flamepaw, Finkit exclaimed. The kits rushed after Flamepaw, leaving the time machine behind. Flamepaw ran, ducking behind trees as she went. The tiger slammed into a tree, roaring angrily. Heinz was fighting Peter. It wasn't the same as fighting Perry, but it wasn't all bad either. Heinz leapt from the wall onto Peter's back, taking advantage of the panda's large size. But then Peter grabbed him and pinned him to the ground. Yeah, the panda's large size could also be a disadvantage towards Heinz. Peter threw Heinz across the room and he hit a picture frame. Wait, time out, Heinz called. Peter stopped, looking at him curiously. Be careful with this picture. It was the happiest day of my life. It was the day I decided to get my picture taken. But then after that... My nema nema, oh my nema nema nema, my nema nema, oh my nema nema nema. I used to sit alone doing evil all day, but now it seems my past has come to get in my way, now that some fellas in life don't want me to exist. Yet I feel fine, 'cause I've got a nemesis. Now I hate him and he hates me. What a wonderful animosity. The goodness in my heart I lack. I know there's someone here to get me back. Yes, I have a nemesis. My nema nema, oh my nema nema nema, my nema nema, oh my nema nema nemesis. Heinz sighed, coming out of his daydream. I can never remember what comes after the bridge. Wait, what are you doing? Peter was disassembling his shrinkinator. The panda looked up briefly before returning to his task. You kept thwarting me while I was singing about my feelings? Heinz teared up. You're dead to me, Peter the panda! You're dead to me! He ran away, crying. Lawrence and Perry walked slowly through the two-leg place. Oh, I love that restaurant, Lawrence remarked. The furniture is so interesting. Stacy exited the aforementioned restaurant and looked up at them. Oh, hey guys, she called out. Perry chattered, and Lawrence smiled at her. You're Flamepaw's friend, yes? I am. Stacy shifted her paws. What are you up to? Can I join you? Perry felt a vibration on his arm. He discreetly checked his watch, where a message from Alka was displayed. He looked at Lawrence and chattered. Oh? Lawrence looked from Stacy to Perry. Well, if you have to go, that's fine. Perry nodded and ran off. Lawrence turned back to Stacy. Feel free to join me. I've just been touring my old haunts. Flamepaw circled around in a wide arc, making her way back to the time machine. Finkit and Fern ran after her, dodging blows from the tiger as they went. They lost the tiger fairly quickly, actually, as they slipped into the undergrowth. Fire it up! We need to go back! Flamepaw commanded, sliding to a stop right next to the time machine. Right away! Finkit punched in the destination and fired up the machine. But just then, a tiger cub leapt out at them. It was huge, despite being only a cub, and therefore much smaller than the tiger from before. Flamepaw shrieked, but the time machine activated and they were all dragged back to the future. Alka was gathered in an abandoned section of their underground base system. Across from them, the ex-agents of Alka were gathered as well, whispering among themselves and sending many dirty looks towards them. Heinz stepped forward. Perry the Platypus! Are you here? Perry stepped forward as well, glaring at Heinz. Ah, Perry! I just wanted to let you know that Peter the Panda is no longer my nemesis, and I would like to be your nemesis again. He smiled expectantly. Major, still shrunken, stepped forward and spoke gruffly. That's not really your decision, Heinz. I am in charge of who's nemesis. Well, I just like things to go back to how they were yesterday, that's all, Heinz blinked apologetically. Maybe you can explain why you sent Peter the Panda to thwart me today? Well, Major replied, you started your scheme early. Peter was available, so he sent him in to stop you. Well, Heinz trailed off. What if I say that I won't start any more schemes early? I wouldn't believe you, Major responded. Oh, for balloon's sake, just tell me if Perry can be my nemesis or not. Everyone present stiffened at his language. Perry hesitantly chattered towards Major. Really? Major sighed. Well then, Hines, I suppose I can agree to your request, however odd it may be, but only if you unshrink me first. Brilliant! Hines grinned. With that sorted, then, behold! My real shrinkinator! The group of the ex-agents pulled the sheet off the inator, revealing it to the crowd of Alka agents. Now that I have you all in one place, I can finally shrink all of Alka! Hines laughed maniacally. After unshrinking Major, of course. Hines quickly hit a button, and Major grew back to normal size. The agents all got into fighting positions, and on Major's cue, they rushed forwards, diving into battle. The ex-agents fought Alka roughly, each agent paired with their nemesis, while Perry went for the inator. Hines leapt up onto the inator, trying to hit the fire button. Perry swung the thing around, not letting Hines get a clear shot. Hines hit the button, and it fired off into the air, out of the tunnel and towards the forest. Perry hit the self-destruct button, and it exploded, ending the skirmish. The ex-agents retreated through the tunnels to their own lairs, while Alka stood proud, watching them leave. Flamepaw raced back to camp, the tiger cub close behind her. Just as she burst into the clearing, however, a beam of light hit the tiger cub, shrinking it down to the size of a normal apprentice. Oh, hello, Junglepaw greeted. You look like a tiger. The tiger cub blinked. Pebuntum amun, he replied. You can talk? Flamepaw gasped. Finkit and Fern moved the time machine back down the tunnels. We might need it later, after all, Finkit remarked.